Good morning to all. Today we are going to learn something about protoplasm. Definition of protoplasm. Protoplasm is the living substance of a cell comprising both cytoplasm and the nucleus. I have shown a diagram to the right side. You see a central circular area is the nucleus and outside is the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is bounded by a cell membrane or a cell wall. Together, that is cytoplasm and the nucleus, together we call that protoplasm. It is often called the physical basis of life because virtually all vital cell processes happen in protoplasm. It's called the physical basis. That means life can be explained philosophically, spiritually, and in different ways. But when you come to science, we have to explain that on the basis of the physical basis. That means whatever the material present inside. So when you look at that, the entire process in a cell happens because of the chemicals present inside. And that's why it's called physical basis of life. The concept of protoplasm dates back to 19th century, where a scientist discovered that in foraminiferans, and he called it sarcode in 1835. Later on, the entire thing changed, and today we know every living system. It may be a plant, it may be animal, it may be one-celled organism or many-celled organisms, or whatever the type of organism it may be, if it is living, if it can show the signs of living or life, then it must contain protoplasm. That is the most important key point you have to remember here. Chemical composition of protoplasm, that is, protoplasm is based on carbon. Therefore, we say life is carbon-based or carbon-based living substance. Protoplasm is the carbon-based living substance. Major constituents of protoplasm as both organic and inorganic compounds: water, proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, nucleic acid, and ions. On the right-hand side and the left-hand side, I have shown the carbon chain, and it is linked to either hydrogen or it may be oxygen. It may hydrogen and oxygen both. It may contain other ions. It may contain phosphates and many other things. But basically, proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates, nucleic acids are all containing carbon. Therefore, it is called carbon-based life. Water contains bulk of the protoplasm. Nearly 90% of the protoplasm is nothing but water. The remaining will be different elements, different compounds in various conditions. Around 30 elements have been identified in the protoplasm. Major is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, calcium, plus many more. So, but basic things are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphate. Macromolecules include proteins, nucleic acids, that is DNA and RNA, lipids and carbohydrates, essential for structure and cell function. The cell has to be looked into, then we have to look into these macromolecules. Let's now go to structure of protoplasm. When you say protoplasm, normally you have to understand it is both cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. Together it becomes protoplasm. Cytoplasm is the part of protoplasm outside the nucleus containing organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, etc. Nucleoplasm, that is present inside the nucleus, the portion inside the nucleus, it suspends chromatin, nucleolus, and other nuclear components. That means to say both cytoplasm and nucleoplasm are different, having different structures in them. Living substance together becomes protoplasm, that is cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. They make up living structure called protoplasm of a cell. Physical nature of protoplasm behaves like colloid, can exist as liquid or even gel or semi-solid. So on different occasions, these structures may change depending upon the cellular functions. Briefly study functions of protoplasm. Metabolism, it is the site for all metabolic reactions like synthesis, breakdown, energy generation, movement. Meta means many, bolism refers to functions. Many functions will happen which exhibit the life or living nature of a cell. Transport includes protoplasmic streaming, cyclosis. Inside the cell, the materials present inside the cell or inside the nucleus will be having a kind of a rotation or movement, circular movement, and that's called cyclosis. Protoplasm is very much responsible for stimuli. It can respond to temperature, chemicals, mechanical stimuli, or even any other kind of stimuli you give, protoplasm is able to react. Protoplasm may not function if some material, some chemical is given which is against the nature of a material that can sustain life. For example, if poison is added to a living cell, it dies because the cellular material cannot digest it. Growth and reproduction, it supports processes like cell division, growth, and repair. So all these functions are connected to or related to the living material called protoplasm. Importance of protoplasm in cell biology, especially in modern days. Fundamental role of protoplasm is central to all life. Without it, none of the cellular function process can happen. Modern view, while protoplasm as a term is less used now, biologists prefer cytoplasm plus nucleoplasm. So the word protoplasm is now almost replaced by cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. Therefore, when you go to higher classes, you may not even find the word protoplasm in your higher textbooks. The concept helped to shape the modern cell biology. Protoplasm doctrine spurred early biochemical and biophysical studies of cells. That means if the concept protoplasm was not known, many important studies would not have happened in the scientific world. All living processes like metabolism, growth, movement, information processing happen inside the protoplasm. You may learn more and more about protoplasm in higher classes. This amount of information I have given only to help school children. This is not going to help the college children. Only school children should know what is protoplasm, what is the modern concept of protoplasm, why protoplasm is important. Some of these important areas children should know before they go to higher class. To prepare this presentation, I taken information from AI. I know what is AI means, internet research, and some diagram from Creative Commons. On behalf of all of you, my credits to them, and I thank you for them. I hope all school children will learn these things.